Yeah, man, just on my way, on my way home, bro. Listen, bro, I've just had the funniest conversation. I know you appreciate it. So, so I was sitting in this bar, and these people sat next down to me, and they start being real friendly and shit. And I'm talking to them, and it turns out they work for a huge pharmaceutical industry. And I said, look, are you morally okay with that? Yeah, of course you are. We help people. I said, really? You actually think you help people? Yes, we do. We prolong people's lives, they said. And so I brought out the Amish data. The fact that the Amish don't go anywhere near medicine, right? Don't go near hospitals, any of that stuff, still have the same life expectancy as the rest of America, even though they're inbred and their diets aren't great. And they were like, I said, so what do you know about that? Why do you think that is? And he starts going, it's because, they don't report the deaths. I said, what, you know that? You got proof of that? I said, it's a law you have to report deaths in America. You're telling me they don't report the deaths, and that's why their life expectancy is exaggerated. He goes, yes! I said, you are a scumbag, bro. There's 5 people there, one of which was hot, and I was chatting out, but I'm sorry. I will not. I will not ever compromise my beliefs. And I said, you're scumbags, all of you. You're sitting there justifying a company that poisons people, that keeps people addicted to their drugs, and all that. And they knew I was right, obviously. And eventually, they all got up and left. And I said, you're a bunch of pussy holes. You should be ashamed of yourself. You got no morals, man. But the most ridiculous thing was the way that they tried to justify it. And they tried every denial aspect. Oh, no, the Amish, they don't report their deaths. How did you know that? I said, of course they do. They have to. By law. Fucking idiots. But it was just extremely satisfying to see off 5 cucks. But also tragic that how much these idiots were justifying, their disgusting existence. And one of them was really senior as well. I said, you should be ashamed of yourself as they left. You are disgusting. I can't believe you can look at yourself in the mirror and justify poisoning all these people. And he went, no, we don't. We help people. I was like, fuck off, man. Get that fuck out of my face, you fucking bitches. And of course they did. Why? Because they're a bunch of cucks and a bunch of pussy holes. Yeah, but the most amusing thing to me was this, right? So there was like 2 females. One of them was ugly, so I didn't look at her. One pretty, yeah. And like Chubby was talking to her, right? And I could see her cheeks redden. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because she liked to see, her husband is probably a senior guy, and that's why she got what she did in the business, a senior management position. But when she sees a Chad like Triple B sitting there that don't take no shit, she likes it. Yeah, her lips were swelling. Her cheeks were reddening. She liked it. She liked a real man, a proper Chad. Yeah. And then the other guy was some Norwegian cuckold who looked like the worst version of Otto Wallin. Yeah. Like balding, 5'7". One of them physiques that's chubby but with skinny arms like spaghetti, And this other prat from the UK. And I'm not joking, man. I swear down, his eyes were too close together. I mean, I'm talking like Darren Till level eyes were too close together. In fact, worse, like 2 currents either side of his nose, the bridge of his nose. These 2 currents, his eyes were so close together. I didn't know where to look. And like this guy trying to convince me that he's doing good for the world. And I said, like, so what about like Pfizer? They said, yeah. I said, they're very similar to your company. I said, they have been fined billions of dollars over the last few years for false marketing, false research, lies, You remember the OxyContin thing, right? That wasn't a Pfizer product. It was another product by some other company, Glasner's or whatever. And they said, oh, our research shows only 1% will get addicted to OxyContin. Because they funded the research. They fund people to find a specific result, right? And of course, the people they're paying tens of thousands of dollars for obviously found the result that they're expected to. Oh, it's not addictive. And look at the devastation on the streets with normal people who got addicted to OxyContin, also Vicodin, and now fentanyl. And this clown whose eyes are too close together, worse than Darren Till's eyes, is trying to convince Triple B that he's doing good and helping people. I said, what about these fines, man? Oh, well, everyone makes a mistake. I said, no, ain't no mistake. You're funding fake research to justify your disgusting products. Oh, we help you. No, you don't help people. You got clients. You want to keep as clients. And you want to keep them taking your medicines. Because if you cure them, they ain't clients no more because they cured. So you lose your money. Yeah, and these cucks, at the end, they knew they was defeated. Yeah, Chubby on his own with his 5 heads, one of whom was senior management, very senior management. And then, like a bunch of cuckolds with their tails in between their legs, they left the bar. And I sat there like Philip Ergovich, the Geiger Chad, just going, you got rinsed, man. You're shameful. You're pathetic. You're all cucks. And one of you has his eyes that are too close together. Worse than Darren Till. I didn't know what I was talking about, but it doesn't matter. They knew they were spoken to, and they left. And I just sat back and I was like, I felt like the king. Huh? I let them know. Hopefully I planted some seeds, and they'd be like, yeah, actually, I'm living in an immoral industry. But probably not, because they're getting paid well. And all they want to do is make their money, go home and watch Strictly Come Dancing and Man United, and they have no concept of reality, and they can't handle the truth again. Peace in the Middle East.